I started tailing off, which is bundling papers when they come off the printing press, working for my uncle, who ran a company in Menlo Park. One of my first jobs was melting lead pigs for linotype machines, and that left you scarred up. And that was, you did it in a little room that was hotter than hell, and you left your hands all scarred up from pouring lead pigs. I remember the first time I was operating a press, and I was trained enough to where I got to run the job myself, and I was pushing that fast button. And the presses that I learned how to run were Gauss Urbanites, which is another bigger model than the one we have here. And so they're bigger and louder presses, and pressing that fast button was like your first time driving a car or something. And there's a feeling of satisfaction, power, I guess, whatever. Making this big machine roar, We have Gauss community presses. They range in age from late 70s to the newest 4-higher printing tower we have was bought 3 years ago. Yeah, every press is different. Every press has its own learning curve. Basically, if we need a pressman, what we generally do is, okay, come work for a week and we'll check you out and see what's going on before I even put them on the payroll. And I can't tell you how many times we've had people that are well recommended, ran presses, same kind of presses, quote unquote, in other shops, got here and could not produce anything. One of the things that started the decline of a newspaper is the fact that they stopped reporting local news. What justifies printing more pages in a newspaper, thus putting more news in the newspaper, and being able to cover more local stories, is the amount of advertising. They can't print more pages unless the advertising justifies it. So if the advertising doesn't justify it, they can't print more pages. They got to drop news stories. The first thing they're going to drop is the local stuff. For years now, the newspapers, dailies, have been trying to figure out how to make money on the internet, and none of them have figured it out yet. The way the internet most directly affected the newspaper business, in my opinion, is through classified ads like Craigslist and things like that, eBay, where people could sell things online, individuals, because the newspapers used to make a lot of money on classified ads, and now if you look at a newspaper, there's not that many classified ads in it. It used to be the only way you had of selling something before the internet, obviously. For printing newspapers, it's anybody's guess, but I'd say 20 years, these presses will not be viable in the United States in major metropolitan areas. The used printing presses that get sold, that come out of the United States, where people have replaced them with newer, more modern printing presses, end up getting sold in Mexico and South America, Latin America, India. They'll remain alive for a long time.